Okay, you guys ready for a whopper? The video that you're watching is gonna have 2 days of our hard work crammed into it. Yesterday, we got a bunch of stuff put together and put into our new Antique Mall toy booth, which was awesome. So we're gonna start with that, and then we'll meet you back here after that, where we're gonna go to this Harbor Freight. We're gonna go to this thrift store that's next to it, and then we are going to take some stuff that we get from Harbor Freight and go do some work in all 3 of our toy booths today. That's really the reason it's gonna be a whopper. I think it'll be the first time on our channel that we'll have been to all 3 of our antique malls in one day. So it's gonna be great. Stick around for it. And now I gotta go get my face mask, because that's how every video really starts. Today's video is gonna start like I personally think every video should. We're going to IKEA, but I just wanted to point out before we get this video started, one Sprinter sitting over there, and here's another Sprinter pulling in. If you're building out a Sprinter to live in, you're coming to IKEA, because they're gonna make so much great stuff to fit in your Sprinter. That's our goals right there. We wanna get one of those Sprinters to travel around in, and I'm sure we'll come to IKEA a lot. Now, but before we can go into IKEA, I gotta go back to the car and get my face mask, because the joke of this whole thing, I guess, is this is how every video actually does start, me running to find my face mask. I'm gonna start at the end and go to the markdown area. There's often something nice here, so maybe what we're looking for could be here. We could get it cheaper. I doubt that. That doesn't happen a lot. It's usually random nonsense that shows up. Those yellow chairs. So I'm actually here for a table for one of my Antique Mall toy booths, and they do have a couple tabletops over here, but they're all a little bit too big for what I'm looking for. But this would be a cheaper way to upgrade to a bigger size if I wanted to. Yeah, that's where they stop. Those are the tabletops. We are boned. First of all, we couldn't find what we were looking for because it's normally right there, but it's been replaced with Christmas decorations. Understandable, I guess, but we searched around and found the tabletop that we need. The Legos are gone. Big rip. Temporarily unavailable. Big old rip.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know. Oh, but walk just a little bit further down the aisle. Here's boxes full of them. We're saved 1, 2, Trace, Quattro. Okay, and then here we go. So I left one here. We got what we need, and I can't get this face mask back on for nothing. My face is just like 15% too big. All right.
There's the same size?
Yeah. I think so. It might be a little wider. They're coming through 3 or 4 different sizes. There you go. Wow. We didn't do that for Halloween. Look, there's minifigs on top. Minifig with a hot dog. That's awesome.
I love it. Let's do it.
Approved. Approved. One more stop real quick. We're at the Home Depot, and we're gonna get some lumber for this table, and we're putting together a nice little table for our antique mall. Today's video, and probably the next several days worth of videos, are going to very heavily involve our antique malls, because we've got a lot to do in our new booth that we just set up, but even more so, we've got work to do in all of them, because we're gonna move things around from booth to booth to make them all make a little bit more sense. I think our goal is to kind of have one big centerpiece at every single one of our toy booths. We got Thomas the Tank at one. I think we're gonna kind of make Hot Wheels the center of attention at our new booth, and that's what this table's gonna be, for some Hot Wheels action. So stick around, it's gonna be fun. We might get some thrifting in today, I don't know. What we really gotta do is get this stuff ready for this booth. I've made one of these tables before, and I can't remember exactly what I did, because that table's about that thick, which means the lip on top is about that tall. Does that seem right?
Yeah.
Let's go. Now the fun part when buying lumber from the Home Depot, because I always buy the longest piece I can, because we always keep like leftover scrap and use it for other projects, but the fun part's always trying to get this to fit in my van just right, because it's like an inch shorter. If it were a couple inches longer, like, it wouldn't fit. So we're gonna slide this right up front on the dash. Look, it's touching the window. But look at this. This is good. This is really good. Perfect. Perfect fit.
Hello.
Probably gonna sound like I'm patting myself on my back. I don't care. I'm proud of myself. I did all that right there in just about 20 minutes. 2 10-minute clips. This one's up to 10:59. So that means right at 20 minutes. It's not because I'm awesome or anything, it's because I've made a couple of these now, so the measurements and everything are already in my head. But we're gonna get that bad boy painted yellow. I'm thinking action figures I made a little bigger. Pile that up with action figures. Hot Wheels in there to dig through, and then a big bucket of Hot Wheel tracks underneath. That'll be awesome in our antique mall. Hannah, it's time to paint! All right, Hannah, I have printed price tag stickers for the Hot Wheels, which are gonna go in here. I'm gonna run to the storage unit and get the Hot Wheel tracks while you get our done. All right?
Sounds good.
Okay, BRB. I'm pretty sure I know where the Hot Wheel tracks are. We're gonna find out. I'm really not sure. Please don't be hard to find. All right, 6,000 Hot Wheel tracks acquired. There's the yellow table. That there, a whole bunch of Hot Wheel tracks. Now I'm tired.
I bet. You were quick.
All right, let's get this table to the car. My beautiful yellow table. All right, just saw the rest of that in there. Now let's go to the malls. Let's go to the antique stores. Okay, 2 orders of business for our booths. Order of business number 1, we gotta put some shelves in this antique mall that we bought. And then at the other one, we gotta take the table that we just built. But we gotta get these in Hannah's booth first. Hannah's gonna get the dishes off these shelves. I'm gonna take them down, and then we'll bring in the other shelves. But today's Monday. We normally don't get very good sales on Monday at all, but I did just see somebody leave with a cart full of Thomas Tank stuff, so. So we got all the shelves up, and I had to drill all the holes out for the shelves a little bit because the hardware that we use is too big for the holes, and you can go to IKEA and they'll give you the correct hardware for free. But because we have so many of these shelves, we want to keep them all consistent and use all the hardware so it doesn't get confusing. So I just drill out whenever we get these smaller holes. Everything's good except these shelves were in a couple places put together wrong. I'll have to come back with some screwdrivers one of these days and fix a couple shelves. Just that one's upside down and then that one's not secured. The other middle one, whoever did it without reading the instructions. Got to touch up my booth real quick. It's just kind of disheveled, you know how it goes. But we've been heavily shopped. I definitely sold a couple plushies today. I see a Nerf gun's missing, and like I said, we saw people checking out with some Thomas the Tank stuff. So someone's also been playing with the Legos. But someone's definitely dug through all this. That's supposed to go there. And it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good, I think. What do you think?
I like it. It's way better.
Yeah, I think we need to find more shelves that color and just finish you out.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta move on to another antique mall. We are at Brass Armadillo. Second antique mall of the day. We have got to get this table in there. Honestly, still didn't bring a ton of product. Got as much priced as we could before we knew we'd run out of time. So we're gonna get the table in, a little bit more product, and then we'll definitely be coming back once again the next couple days worth of videos just till this bad boy's packed out. Pokemon cards in, spare Pokemon cards, one of our bigger money makers, and then we'll see how video games do here. We've got two other booths and they do great at one and just kind of okay at the other, but we're good. We're good. All right, well, there you go. I'm pretty happy about what we got going on here. There's a lot that still needs to happen. We need to fill it all out, of course, because our shelves are still pretty bare. We need to come down with the pegboard on that corner and basically bring the pegboard all the way to the table so there's more room to reasonably hang stuff. And then we also have the space that's out to these lines that we can put stuff. And it kind of sucks because that table will actually set up against this, but it comes out about 2 inches past the line, so it's not going to be allowed to sit there. I should have, if I'd have known that, I could have kind of trimmed it down, but I don't know, it's fine. It'll be fine in that corner. Eventually I'll utilize this negative space below it too, but next time we come back I gotta do something to make the Nerf wall make sense, because if we got any short moms in here, she's not gonna be able to reach the darts. But there you go, there's day 2 of the new antique mall booth. If this goes well, this might be our next location for a second dish booth.
That'd be cool.
All right, it's the next day and we're at Harbor Freight to buy a staple gun. I destroyed the staple gun that I have, and I was gonna go buy a nice, really new one from like Home Depot or something, like a Stanley one or something like that. But I figured I'm just gonna wait on spending money on one until I can buy a really nice Ryobi battery powered one for my Ryobi system that I am invested in. But in the meantime, let's see here. Let's get this one, and that'll do it. Now there is a thrift store, St. Vincent de Paul, which we don't go to on the channel a lot, next door, but we've never been to that St. Vincent de Paul at all, so let's go there. There are quite a few St. Vincent de Paul here in town, and there was one pretty close to an apartment we lived in when we first moved here that we frequented pretty regularly, but it never, we almost never bought anything from it. But this one looks really good from the outside, so we'll see how this goes. They've even got video games right inside the door in the lockbox. I've almost never seen a video game at our St. Vincent de Paul's here. That's wild. All right, let's go. Hello. Yeah, would you get a second? Price for these, or?
Yes, they are $5.99. I'm really hoping that their prices are going to be good, or that they have a bunch of stuff, because, well, can't get through there. Let's walk around. Goodwills here are pretty expensive, and there's like some Salvation Armies and some St. Vincent de Paul's that we've been to that the prices have been a little bit higher. Deseret and 360 Thrift usually have pretty good prices, so I'm hoping this one's going to be a little less, but let's see. Not really finding a ton yet. We're gonna keep looking though.
This St. Vincent de Paul is very different. Very, very different than any other one in town we've been to yet. And what's really cool is it's super close to the first antique mall that we're going to today, which means we'll need to frequent this a little bit more. We frequent that Harbor Freight for like peg board hooks for these things right here. For our own toy booths, we come right to that Harbor Freight a lot to get those. So we'll have to keep walking next door here. I'm glad we stopped. This is awesome.
Sounds like Dallas haven't been a lot because I have found nothing. So I'm gonna go check in like the jeans or something else. Those dressers look kind of pretty. Let's go check them out. Ah, a little DIY thing, and it's sold. That's okay. I didn't really want it anyway.
Star Trek VHS, lol. Funny part is, as many as you see there, it's not even all of them. There's so many in that set, it's kind of crazy.
Rolling through the women's jeans, and it looks like this is the only jeans that they have. 2 Levi's. $9, no thanks. Nope. And okay. That's a no. It says it's jeans, but it's not. It's just regular pants. There's a few jeans. Alright. These are kind of cute. But not worth getting.
There's no telling how it works in your area, but here in Phoenix for sure, St. Vincent de Paul isn't quite as regulated, I think, by like a local manager system or headquarters kind of thing as the Goodwills here are, because most Goodwills you walk into here in town are usually set up in one of 2 or 3 ways. They're all pretty consistent amongst one another here inside of the city. St. Vincent de Paul is not quite that way. There's a lot of them around town, but they will all be very different from one to the next. But one of the few kind of consistencies that I found when we first moved here is that they didn't do a lot of toys, and plenty of them don't do any. The one that's nearest to the old apartment we used to live in had no toys ever, and we were actually just in that one again a couple weeks ago. Didn't even put it on the channel because we walked in and we're just like, yeah, nope, bye. But that one's pretty good. I mean, as far as what it carries, we didn't really find anything crazy. I bought one game. I bought Sherlock Holmes, so you know, whatever. But there was a couple consoles in there. They were a little overpriced, and all the games were just, she was like, they're all $5.99. There were no stickers on them, so they're just charging $6 a game no matter what comes through. That's interesting, because you could potentially get something great for real cheap. It doesn't look like they're looking up the prices, because I scanned the prices on all those DS games, and they were all $4 games, except for Sherlock, which is like 11. So I was like, I'll go ahead and pay $5.99 for that, because it kind of looks cool. But all right, we're done here. Let's go to the first antique mall of the day. All right, so there's everything that's going into our new booth. It doesn't look like much, and it's not, but there's one special thing in there that I'm excited to start stocking. Some of you might know what it is, but also I've made some like artwork signage to hang up in all 3 booths today, so we got to get that done too. That's probably going to be the bulk of today's work, but there's all the other stuff that's going to other booths. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 8 IKEA bags full of stuff. A ninth one, but that's packages. That's stuff to go in the mail. Bust into this bad boy. It's my favorite pair of scissors on earth. Spring-loaded Fiskars. Highly recommend. Not sponsored. To be clear. All right. I wish I had these on a holster. That's how nice they are. check these out. I stopped selling Beyblades for a little while because for whatever reason they were my most stolen item, and I had to find a way to make them a little bit harder to break into. I was selling them in plastic baggies. You know, theft is going to happen in this kind of scenario. I know a lot of people that want to get into this kind of thing and they kind of debilitate themselves by the fear of their product being stolen. It's going to happen, and you have to do what you can to minimize it. But we've never had any real serious problems, but here in this booth, for some reason, probably some single kid kept coming back and cutting into the baggies I had. He's not getting in there as easy. These are little plastic food containers, like to-go food, and I basically did about 100 Beyblades the other night off camera, where I matched them up to their launchers and everything, put them in these cups, put them upside down, and all at once, about 100 of them, I took my high-speed glue gun and just bzz, bzz, and you can't get in there without a proper knife and some time and making some noise. So I'm back to selling Beyblades now, and I'm excited about it because they do make me quite a bit of money. So hopefully this sign will get people in here. I should have made it maybe a little bigger, but you don't want to start covering up shelf space, but I'm happy. And I have about 10 Beyblades in these containers. And I have a huge handful of Beyblades in these containers for each booth that we're going to today. So that looks good. I'm telling you what, I almost wish I had a whole shelf full of those containers full of other stuff. It would look pretty cool. It'd look even better if I could get it backlit, but you know, that's that. Okay. Excited to see how those sell this weekend. All right, what else do we have to do? I've got a few more signs to put up. You've got to tape a couple things. And that'll be that. So I think these signs that I'm putting up do pretty good. A lot of people, what I noticed when we first started setting these booths up is that people will they'll come just stand here for a while before they walk in there. And I guess maybe if you pay attention to the way you shop, and if I pay attention to the way I shop, I kind of do that too, walking down these aisles and just seeing if it's got anything I want. So I figured, why not help people in that process? Because I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times I've seen a grandma or somebody just stand there. I'll be down there just kind of watching how people are interacting with my booth, and they're just for a while. So give them something to read. Give them something to tell them that they need to come in. So eventually I think every single one of these shelves will have one of these signs on it, but we're not quite ready there. I think I'll put a manga, or maybe I'll just put anime, and I'll put half manga, half anime DVDs. Probably put gaming manuals for that shelf, and then have like a VHS shelf, and then just stack them up there, and then books, or maybe more specifically Star Wars book. We need way more hooks. I'm gonna fill this thing with hooks, but we didn't bring enough of them today. Should have bought some while we were there at that Harbor Freight, but we're gonna have to double up on the hooks, fill that whole thing with keychains, and then not only do we have enough to fill that right now, but we've got enough to stock it for months to come. And I'm happy about it. All right, I think we're good. Let's move on to the next booth. All right, we were at our second brass armadillo. All right, we just set up our brand new toy booth in here. We're very excited because it's sitting pretty empty right now. We're just kind of racing to get it filled up by the time the weekend gets here. And look, I think we're gonna get pretty close today. For the first time ever, finally, and this is a long time coming, for the first time, we are gonna make one of our booths dedicated to Pez. Not entirely, not like the whole booth is gonna be Pez, but we're gonna put all of our Pez that we have for sale in one booth rather than spread them out between all the others. Hopefully that way, if there's any Pez collectors in town, they start to find out that like Tindo's booth is the place to go, you know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping. We're gonna make it a Pez extravaganza. All right, I don't know exactly what we're doing, but I think that we're gonna use this table here. I've just kind of got stuff tossed in it right now, but I've rotated several times on what I thought I was gonna put in here. For a while, I thought Lego. For a while, I thought Thomas the Tank, but I think we finally landed on Pez. This whole bag's full of Pez. Oh look, a whole nother bag. That's a lot of Pez right there. Look at this. That's all the Pez you need. You don't need no more Pez than that. All right. More signs to go up. I think I didn't make Pez signs, so that was kind of a bit of an oversight. Didn't think about it, but I think when I get some Pez signs printed out, say Pez right there, and then put another one across the top. This will be our Pez hub. But I've got Beyblade. Where do you think Beyblade should go? Put it in the exact same spot. It's a little bit not fleshed out right now. I've got video games over here, and I figured I'd do a couple rows of games, a couple rows of memorabilia, a couple rows of gaming manuals, and just make that the video game shelf, so that I kind of have a video game sign up here, and it's just video games. So probably video games. And then, I don't know, because I want to put the Beyblade by the trading cards, right? But Beyblade right there seems a bit too front and center, but I think that's what I'm going to do right now. You think this shelf will be alright for Beyblade? Let's do that. Obviously, we can always move this. And I printed off lots of extras of these signs, so if I want to redo it and I mess it up, it's not going to be bad. Ooh, that had a nice ring to it. Did you hear that? Alright, let's put some Beyblade on that shelf. Hello, beautiful. I got one inbox Beyblade. One of the things I'm going to do over this next weekend, I've basically got enough stock here that I figure would be good for the weekend. But during this weekend, I've got probably 150 more Beyblades that need to be packaged, get ready to be brought here. So I figure I'll have shelves full of Beyblade once I'm ready. But this is all I had containers for this week. It's a good start. Get you some Beyblade. How's that look? What do you guys think about the size of this booth compared to our other ones? It's gonna be an interesting experience because it's so much smaller. It's not even half the size of that other one. So we've got to learn how to pack it out tighter, and I think the original game plan that I discussed earlier today about much more hyper specific things is going to pay off. I think every booth will have some Nerf, although one of our booths, the next one that we're going to, is going to be like my Nerf booth because it has been doing the best with Nerf, so it's always going to have the best guns. I think this one and the one we just came from will have less Nerf, but still okay stuff. There'll be a couple other things that cross over, but like I said, our current game plan is to try Pez here, try Thomas the Tank stuff at the other one, and try to make it an overload of those things rather than 3 booths with these individual things spread out, right? Because tell me that number of Pez isn't satisfying and almost overwhelming, whereas if we split that into 3, it'd be far less overwhelming, right? The theory is that you're gonna have to come look at this Pez. You're gonna have to go, oh my god, and that booth we just came from, keychains are gonna be that there. Hopefully, when that whole wall, that whole back wall there is keychains, hopefully people just come in to look at them because they've never seen so many keychains at once. If they buy one, cool, but hopefully they'll buy something else while they're there. Antique Mark Theory 101, welcome. I don't even want to attach the Hot Wheels sign yet because that stuff's not going to live down there. It's just, I've got it here out of the way right now, but I'm actually going to bring some sort of container, custom built container to put under this table, and then the Hot Wheels stuff's going to be down there. But right now, I'm just getting it out of the way. But I'm happy so far. All right. Let's put the Lego sign on. Does it look that good?
Yep, looks great.
There you go. Lego it is. I don't think I have any more signs to put up here. Like I said, the Hot Wheel one, I guess we can put it up for now.
Might as well.
I can just rip it back off later. All right, well, I think that's good. 2 booths down, 1 more to go. I'm almost, I don't know how to feel about the next one we're going to. I've got a giant bag of Thomas the Tank stuff to put in there, and I don't think we have room for it, but let's go there. Let's go there and figure that out now. All right, Antique Mall number 3. Here, you hold the Skylanders. What time is it? Have we?
It is 5 o'clock.
They close soon.
They close in an hour.
Okay, well we pretty much nailed this one on the head. We can get this stuff. Did you hear that? Listen to this. I've heard worse.
It's a little grandpa joint.
Do you remember my old van and how bad it would squeak? Do you? I feel like there's an Instagram clip on my Instagram of me messing with that door. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do now.
Okay, anyways, we gotta get in here and restock this one. I've brought some refill cups for my Lego table. I've brought some more Beyblades, wherever they're at. There's the Beyblade, some Nerf stuff. Let's finish this day of restocking. All right. What do we do? Okay, so I guess first things first, let's put stuff back where it goes. Put this gun up. Now that new booth is set up, I've been kind of suggesting this, but we're actually finally here and ready to do it. But now that new booth is up, we get to come back and revamp this booth. Gonna replace the little shelves with another bigger shelf. Gonna actually extend the shelves and then put the pegboard down one so that this wall here is just Nerf stuff. That's one of the biggest things we need to get done. And then we're gonna eventually, after that, though I don't think this will come quite as quick, we're gonna replace these shelves with, again, more regular bookcases and just make this a big wall of yellow. And after, pending the new booth being done and up and running in a successful fashion, once it's taken care of itself, this booth's revamping will become the priority. And then after that will be the first booth we went to. We'll put way more effort into that a couple months from now when these are right. I'm excited, but I think we're gonna take these Pez home today, reprice them, throw them in the bin at the other one. Do you think? And let's give me the Skylander bin here. I think I'll throw these bad boys in there. We've got a customized Skylander bucket. And I've taken to kind of streamlining the pricing on these Skylanders. Right now, I've pretty much got them all with the same price on them. I was kind of doing a spread of $1, $2, $3, but I've just simplified my life and priced them all at $2. And they've been making me quite a bit of money that way. All right, so this is a big one. Last time we were here, I noticed we were out of my small cups for the fill your own Lego table, and so we're gonna get it restocked today, and hopefully we'll keep making some money off that because this has been going pretty well. And we also need to do the Beyblade thing here, and I think we got the perfect shelf, don't we? That worked out well. Where should I put the Skylanders? Right here at the entrance.
I like it.
Make sure you trip over it. Beyblade though, I'm gonna move the Beyblade one at a time. Just kidding, but I keep trying to pick up two and then dropping them. Beyblade, Beyblade, Beyblade. How about that? I've been focusing my Pokemon and Harry Potter stuff at this one, and I'm gonna kind of revamp that in the weeks to come and have again a big sign. Boom, Pokemon. Boom, Harry Potter. Boom, Pops. Though the Pops, I don't know if they need a sign. They're really hard to not spot. If you're in this store looking at Pops, you're gonna see those bad boys. All right. I know I went above the product for the signs at the other booths. I just put this one below, but I'm pretty sure that's temporary, and in the next couple weeks, I'm gonna rearrange all that. So just gonna put it there out of the way. Honestly, that sign is small enough, and this booth is so much bigger than the other two that sign's kind of useless. But you know, I don't need to put up another Lego sign. I printed out some Thomas and Friends signs, and that's not really necessary because if you don't look at that and know there's some Thomas the Tank stuff, it's kind of, you know, whatever. But I kind of thought I might bring these and tape these on the basket. I don't know. I haven't decided if I even need to hang those up yet. But here's a real problem we have. Here's my extras bag of tracks, right? And there's my extra tracks basket. What am I gonna do? It's gonna be so full. I think what I'll do is make sure that this basket's full of tracks, and we'll put these extra bits that aren't gonna end up on the table over here in this bag. Some of this needs to go up here though because it's good. But tracks, extras, tracks, tank, extras. I need a bigger table in here, don't I? What if we just quit selling everything in here and just do Thomas the Tank? Obviously that's not realistic, but wouldn't it look cool? That's all I'm saying. It would look really cool. I bet you this is not here when we come back. All the good stuff, all the good Thomas the Tank stuff that we bring in here sells quick. Right,
It's gonna explode.
right here. It's that. All right. All the tracks you could ever need. I'm not gonna be able to leave all these here today. There's just no way. I'm going to end up building kind of more shelving out of this desk, using this wood desk here as like a base and building out kind of a more, not necessarily shelving, but add-ons where this stuff is held into instead of using these baskets, because these baskets aren't really as pretty as some wooden add-ons would be, but it's all on the to-do list. That's about full. That's wild, isn't it? That it's just full. And then also, like, this is bad. I would not suggest this practice. We've just got a plastic bag in here full of this stuff because we just haven't had anywhere else to put it yet because we got so much of it. So again, a nice acrylic container of some sort sticking out of here with that stuff in it. And the, you know, everything in here is $1 a piece. So it'd be neat to just put, you know, Thomas the Tank accessories $1 each. Here's another bulk lot. There's one more. One more? I did get one out already.
Oh, no, you're right.
Okay. All right. I filled that bad boy up as much as I can, but definitely expect in the next week or so a better alternative for that. Honestly, my priority is better alternative for train display, and then behind that is a better alternative for the tracks, but we're loaded up right now. We're loaded up on tracks. We're okay with branded Thomas stuff. You can see some of the trains there are branded, but it's outweighed. About 80% of that is aftermarket, other brand stuff, and only about 10% of it is Thomas and Friends. So I'd like to definitely in the coming weeks find more Thomas stuff at thrift, but there's that. Also, here's a new thing that we've been doing. We foolishly tried for a little while to actually attach some of these larger Nerf guns with all of their parts put together the way it's supposed to be, because they look much more bad A when this is on its stand, on its tripod. But they get played with so heavily here in our booth that they never stay on there. So we've begun just zip tying them to the top and stuff. Not as pretty, but way more effective. That's part of the learning curve for sure. All right, we just about got this one lined out. I'm really excited to have Beyblade back in all of these booths. I think that's probably the highlight of the day for me because those things do sell really well for me. And there was a good couple months there I didn't have any in here. I need to start refilling this Lego table. It was a nice little mound when we started, and now you can definitely see all the sides. What else? I was gonna say one more thing. I've been thinking about this for a little while. I think I'm gonna take this table and build a wood frame on the back of it and put some pegboard on the back of that, and maybe even a little like shelving so that these containers can sit on a shelf, and I could put tabs or something on some of this other box Lego stuff and hang stuff on the wall, and that would also finish my wall of yellow, especially once that's replaced with these bookcases. But I think that would be nice to fill in this space. It would, I think it would bring this together. I've been thinking about that a lot lately, but that's going to require some lumber on another day. All right, late night stop at the post office because we forgot to go in between all of the booth restocking. Hit them with it, make them disappear. There you go. Now show that they're gone. It's magic is what it is. Those were actually all color blocked in them, weren't they?
They were.
That's all right. That was just $1,000 she just dumped in there. No biggie. All right, listen guys, we've got to wrap up this video because look, it's late night. We don't normally finish videos this late, but that's just what happened on this one. We got all 3 of those booths restocked. I'm very happy about it. It's going to be a good weekend. This should be one of our best weekends in sales, just because we got so much into so many booths. But let's talk antique mall booths real quick before we get out of here. If any of you are watching and have ever considered getting an antique mall booth, right, or already have one, etc., comment below and let us know. I'd kind of like to keep up with that information, because I've been getting a lot of messages from you guys letting us know that you've gotten booths, antique mall booths and stuff like that. And I'm hoping maybe there's some people lurking in the shadows that haven't fessed up and haven't talked about it yet, and let us know that you're also kind of into this too. And speaking of which, I know this week's this week's run of videos is going to seem a lot like it's a lot of antique mall stuff, and it's going to be, because that's just where we're at right now. And this channel is, if nothing else, just what we've got to get done every day. But we plan on going thrifting to the bins a couple days this week, so we'll get our thrifting in too. But we've just got so much to do with these booths, just because we started a new one and stuff. So I hope you're going to stick around for that. I hope you'll enjoy it. But also, while we're on the note of the antique booths, do me a favor real quick, and there's a new button down below all our videos that says join. I want you to go click on that, and there's some stuff there you can read, and you can consider supporting our channel. And there's some stuff we're going to do with that new join community tab regarding our antique booths and a lot of our reselling stuff. We're gonna take a deeper dive on all of our antique mall stuff and some of the other reselling stuff we do on that tab. So consider joining, consider being part of that. There's other stuff that I'm not going to talk about right now, because it doesn't have to do with what we're talking about in today's video. But there's other stuff that you can read about, that you can participate in by clicking that button. So go check that out. What else before we get out of here? The usual stuff. Check out our public Discord. Matter of fact, go join our Discord today if you haven't already, because I want some of you to come over and post pictures of your antique mall booths. If you've got any, if you've started one, come over, let us know how it's going for you, post some pictures of them. I'd really appreciate it. That's it, guys. Don't worry about the rest of it, except maybe hit this subscribe button.
Please.
Pretty please. We're on our way to 10,000 subs. We'd like to get there sooner rather than later, so help us out in that regard if you can. That's going to be it, guys. Until tomorrow, peace out.